Okpone with me, joining via Zoom. Thank you so much, Victor, for standing by. All right, Victor, it's time to talk about Super Eagles. And when it's Super Eagles, people get emotional. I'm hoping that you don't go too emotional today when we talk about the angle of the Super Eagles. It's all about newly appointed Super Eagles coach, Chelle. Now, there is news that he will officially assume his role next week after leaving his position with Algerian club MC Oran. Now, reports from Algeria confirmed, even with the reports we heard, that he was having some back and forth with MC Oran at finishing his contract. But we can confirm to you that Chelle invoked his contract clause, allowing him to depart for a national team opportunity if it indeed arises. And Super Eagles, of course, has come for him right now, and so he can without any scruffle. His exit was finalized after a meeting with club management when they posted on the Algerian club match. After that match, they did post that they had had a conversation with the coach and he could depart if he wanted to. MC Oran has demanded repayment of 3-month advance salary due to early contract termination as per the terms of the agreement. Now, at a press conference, Chelle expressed gratitude to the club and acknowledged that their efforts to retain him. He appreciates that, of course. He described the Super Eagles job as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Of course, what do we expect him to say? He is the first African coach to ever, that's away from Nigeria, to ever coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So Chelle is expected to arrive in Nigeria by Monday, and he will begin his duties immediately. Now, we understand that his $55,000 monthly salary will make him one of the highest paid coaches in the Super Eagles history, and that got me to make a little bit of research. I had to go dig deep. What salary was received by Chelle? What was received by Joseph Osiero? And what was received by the standing coach of the side, Austin Eguavon? Now, reportedly, we do hear that Chelle earned reportedly a sum of $45,000 from 2016 to 2021. Remember that Chelle became our longest standing manager for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, spanning almost 6 years, not 5 years here. Joseph Osiero earned reportedly $50,000, and Austin Eguavon, in his standing position, reportedly earned $12,850 that's US dollars there from his third stint from 2021 to 2022. And I must tell you that Joseph Osiero took us to the African Cup of Nations. We had Chelle having to qualify us for the World Cup in 2018, and also Austin Eguavon giving us that ticket to the African Cup of Nations. Of course, he took us to 2019 and gave us a ticket for 2025. Now, Victor Chelle is going to be earning a reported sum of $55,000. This is a coach that coached Mali because of poor results. He was shown the exit door. Now he's coming from a club side, and he's earning the highest ever to be earned by any Super Eagles coach. Victor, what do you say about this? Remember, we had a back and forth with Chelle from FIFA statutes having to say we should pay him, and we did say we didn't have much money. Yes, I know that the federal government had boosted the Super Eagles with a 30 billion naira, worth of money going into the AFCON and the World Cup for our qualification series. But we've got 6 games, and our hopes of making it to the World Cup is hanging in the balance. But at this time, $55,000 as a salary of Chelle. I need to hear you, I need to hear you. Emotions run high when it comes to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But what are your thoughts concerning this decision made by the Nigerian Football Federation?
The first people that I have some pity for is Manchester United, Nigerian Manchester United fans, because they just got to escape from one Eric, and now they have another Eric, who is also bald.
I saw what you did there.
Well, I think this appointment is underwhelming. It's a slap on the faces of Nigerians, if I must say. And I need to question the decision-making of the committee and the Nigerian Football Federation. Not because he is, a non-Nigerian African. No, not that. but because of the profile now. We have a manager whose records in the second tier in Algeria is not speaking so well. We have someone who does not know too well about African football, obviously from what he's done with the Malian national team and with his club size right there. And you start to ask questions. What exactly are we going to be getting? Because the records out there are not looking good enough. Does he have the profile? Does he have the clout to actually manage a national team like Nigeria? I know some people would say, oh yeah, we have not always managed, you have not always gotten the biggest managers and all of that. But then I think they are wrong, because Nigeria's job is on one side of the coin, I would say the biggest in Africa, because we have the biggest and the best array of talent. Actually, if you look at it, we have the biggest and best array of talent. And at this present time, we have some of the best legs in Africa in our national team.
So you say Eric Chelle is just too small to coach a team like Super Eagles of Nigeria with the kind of talents we parade?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Because three things now. Yeah, because three things now. Does he have the power to manage the Eagles in the team? Does he have enough to manage what we have as a team right now? Look at the array of talent we have in that squad. Look at the progression that these guys have been on for the last few years now. And then also the pressure pots that comes with, cooking Nigerian jollof with the national team is always too big for so many gaffers. And for someone who was with the highs of Mali right there in the Nations Cup, and he had to have water.
But Mali did not have a bad run at the Nations Cup. Though I don't want us to focus on the decision that has been made by the Nigerian Football Federation. It has been made. He is the coach of Nigeria. He will be representing 200 million people, of course, at the African Cup of Nations. But I am concerned at this moment of the salary. He will be earning the highest ever paid a Super Eagles coach since we let go of Gennett Rowe. Even Gennett Rowe's salary was up to 45, and we did hear Joseph Osiero up to 50. He did give us a silver medal at the African Cup of Nations. Stand-in coach getting around over 12,000 US dollars. But this coach, we've not even he's not even picked up the role, and he's already been paid the highest. Do you think that will pressure him? Because we've got 6 games with the high. He will pays the piper, dictates the tune. Much has been given. More, of course, is expected. Now that he is getting almost 55,000 US dollars, does it mean that we are guaranteed the World Cup ticket?
We are not. That's the big problem now, because I'm questioning the salary. I'm questioning the decision making, because we waited how many months now to get someone, and they promised us a different profile of a gaffer, enterprising, and all of that. This man is not what they promised us, especially with that salary.
Don't you think that the Nigerian Football Federation, don't you think that the Nigerian Football Federation are biting more than what they can chew? Because we knew how paying of salaries have been a problem. It has been a broken record with the Nigerian national team, especially for their coaches. Do you think the NFF are biting more than what they can chew? Maybe they just heard about that 30 billion given by the federal government and feel, oh yes, we've got the money to pay this coach, having to pay him the highest amount ever taken by a Super Eagles manager. Are they biting more?
Yeah, because they're actually doing themselves a world of injustice. They're doing Nigerians a world of injustice, because if we waited several months, if we actually waited a long time and did a long search for managers, and we got this man, then it is also wrong from the front foot. They are setting him up to fail, because he's not going to ever thrive with what we have on ground presently and that salary. Because a lot of people will point at, remember, Nigerians have a numbers problem, and we're going to keep pointing at that salary. Time and time again, it's going to keep coming up in conversations. Now, you have the chance of getting other gaffers who have known it all about African football. We have won something, or at least done magical runs right there in Nigerian football, in African football, and we did not get to pick any of them. Now, you're going for someone who was managing the Algerian league, who is also a non-Nigerian African, who has that run with Mali, but it did not even get to where Nigeria actually got to when we had the last AFCON. There's going to be a lot of questions, and it is already a problem for him, because time and again, he will be asked questions based on his salary, based on what had happened before, based on the caliber of talents that we have, the array of quality we have in the national team fold, and the national pool that we have. Because a lot of people will be looking at several Nigerians who are playing elsewhere. How does he get to call them in? Does he have the ego? Does he have the wherewithal to actually say he can command respect from so many of those boys, especially with the World Cup tickets and getting the balance? Because that's a huge problem. He has to come in immediately and deliver results. And that is a problem because how does he do that? Does he have the crowd? Look at where he left Mali in the World Cup qualification. Look at the series of games that they have had. You have questions about that. We need people to run the Super Eagles of Nigeria and get the World Cup ticket, which is what we need in the immediacy. And throwing him into the chan, I doubt that is a good move, actually, because we already have players who are used to the coaches that they have gotten, coaches who understand the terrain, coaches who understand how it works right here in Nigeria, who understand
Victor.
the players who have selected them carefully.
Okay, Victor, I'm sure that you have reservations because you keep varying up from that amount and you just want to pour up your mind, concerning the appointment. But I think it has been done. It's a done deal already. Now, I can get breaking news right now that the Nigerian Football Federation will, on Monday, that's tomorrow, they will unveil the coach of the side, the newly appointed coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Eric Chelle. Yes, he will.